All right, dear future Brandon, when you forget how to set up a step 7 program by scratch, this is how you do it. First, we got our step 7 manager or semantic manager open right here. We're going to go ahead and hit File New. I'll set the New button there. And we're going to create a program called YouTube. Why not? And that's going to dump right here into that directory because that's just default directory. So now we got our program. And the first thing we need to do is add a controller to this program because the only thing on here is just the name. So we're going to right click this guy. We're going to insert a new object. We're going to insert a Semantic 300 station. So click that guy, and it's going to create like this hardware profile thing here. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove the one that it always wants to add there. And I'm going to double click this. And so now we have our hardware profile inside. So you can see that's now a child of that. Double click that dude. Now, normally when I'm working with like, say the IP20 type 300 series, you would right click, insert object, and you would go to Semantic 300 and then a rack and then a rail. And from this rail, slot 1's for like power supplies, slot 2's where the CPU goes. So you right click that guy, hit insert object, and then you have like your list of CPUs here that you could choose from, say a standard one, the 315 2PN, and you have your part numbers right here to choose from, and then the firmwares. Slot 3 is like for an IM module if you're talking to like two slots on like, or two racks, sorry. And like slot 4 is for a CP module, which is like talking to a host system, like a plant network. And then 5 through the rest of them would be like your basic modules. However, I don't have the regular PLC. I have a ET200 Pro type. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And so for an ET200 Pro PLC, I'm going to insert an object. I'm going to say this is a Profinet device, and this is going to be the ET200 Pro type. You also have the S type here. In my case, I have the Pro. And in my case here, you can mouse over this, and it gives you the tool of the tooltip, which includes the actual part number, which is what you want to look for as well when you're clicking on this. So I'm going to click on that guy. It's going to say, okay, what IP address do you want? I'm going to say 0.10, because why not? 192.168.0.10, and the IP or the subnet mask is good. We're going to hit OK there. All right, so this is what this guy looks like for his setup. 1, again, is kind of unused because the power supply is built into the ET200 Pro. 3 is unused. 4, it says it's a PME, which is like a power supply. But then after that, 5 is where you put all your modules at. So on mine, I have a RFID module. So I can right click, hit insert object. I can go to Profinet IO, and I can go to IO. And then I can choose from the list of available options that could fit in here, which could be any one of these, but I want it specifically for my PLC. So I'm going to click this guy down here. And I can see that his IO is going to be down here. And I want the RFID. And if I hover over this guy, it's going to give me this number, which ends in 00, or this number, which ends in 01. I want this number since I have 00. And I can add them that way. I can also go over here to my library, and I can hit IO. I can hit ET200 Pro. I can go down to my specific PLC type, and I have all the stuff here, and there are the same two options I had before. So I also have on my specific rack a digital input module, which is the 141 4BH0AAO. So I believe it's this guy. Yeah, 16DI. If I click down here, you can see the numbers are changing down here. This is a 4BF. This is a 4BF0ABO. And that's a safety piece there. We'll get to safety in a minute. So click this guy and drag this guy down to the slot I want to put it in. I could also drag it up here as well to do the same thing. And then after that, I have an F switch. An F switch is a specific safety device that allows power or doesn't allow power to the pieces behind it. So real easy. There's only one F switch, and so just gonna go ahead and drag that guy's in DI and DO. I can drag him right up there if I wanted to instead of down here. Either way, it works. And then finally, I have a digital output module. So I have specifically the 142 4BF00, which is this guy, AAO. I can double click him. Oh, well, if I highlight the slot and double click him, there it goes. It dropped it in place. Very cool. So now we're going to have to say that this is a safety PLC. So we're going to go up to the PLC here, and we're going to double click that guy. And we're going to go to F parameters. Okay, those are enabled. If it's not, it may ask you for a password. Let's see. If we go also to protection, here we go. The access protection can be bypassed with a password. I'm just going to go ahead and enter my password here that I want to use. And I can say the CPU contains a safety program, which it will. Okay. So now we got that. We're just going to go ahead and hit compile or save and compile up here. It's going to think about it. No errors popped up, so that's good. And then I'm going to go ahead and download to my PLC. So I'm going to hit download here, hit OK, because that's the device we're downloading to. Easy enough. Now this is the where am I downloading to dialog. And it's going to give you the option to download to the IP address that you entered here when you were entering in the first dialog. It says 0.10. Okay, but maybe this PLC isn't that. This is a used PLC like this one is. So I'm going to hit view. And view is going to search the network real quick to see what it can see as far as existing devices that may be applicable. So, okay, here, cool, I found it. This is my guy. And look at that, it happens to match all the same stuff. I'm going to hit OK. He's going to download. It says we're going to stop the system. And yeah, we want to stop the system. It says, do you want to restart the module now? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Okay, and just to verify that it downloaded and it's all good, we can go up here to hit online, offline, or offline, online, whatever. And we can connect to it. We can see we are there. Okay, so here it shows that the processor is faulted, or stopped, that is, and everything else here. We can right-click this guy, and we can hit operating mode, which is Control-I. And we can hit warm restart, and do we want to warm restart it? Sure. We're going to try to enter into run mode. Oh, look at that. It entered into run mode. Very good. And so now we're in here. We just hit F5 to update, and now it's in run mode. Very cool. If it didn't go into run mode, we can go into module information, Control-D, and we can go to the diagnostic buffer and see perhaps why something went from like startup to stop or something like that. And it'll give us an idea down here in the diagnostic buffer as to what went wrong. So there you go. PLC is running. We're good to go. The next step is to make a program. That's next. Okay, bye.